Hey, what's going on, guys? Coach Seth here. So today we're going to talk about our weekly training schedule, and it's going to be more for off season, and we're going to be focusing on all aspects of training. So kind of just talking about the things that we should be doing on a weekly basis and how often to do it on a weekly basis. But if you're new here, my name is Seth Thomas, and if you're interested in more videos on increasing your performance for basketball, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because I'm coming out with a new video every single week, so you don't want to miss anything. And as always, make sure to check the links in the description for free downloads. I have programs and vertical training guides as well. So if you're interested in any of those, make sure to check out the links in the description. So like I said earlier, this is going to be more of an off-season plan. So the good news with these is we don't have to worry about structuring it in a way to where we have to work around our games. So we can kind of go all out in the training sessions. This is kind of what we want to do anyways. In the off-season, that's when you want to go hard. That's when you're looking to improve. So I'm going to talk about 4 training aspects that we need to focus on. There's also a 5th one that I'm going to kind of talk about too, but we'll talk a little bit more on that one later. So I'm going to talk about each aspect, and I'm going to give you kind of a range of how often you should be training this per week in the off season, in my opinion. So the first one is going to be your skill. These are not in any particular order, but I wanted to lead with this. I always like to start with your skill. Your skills is kind of like the first thing you need to be focusing on. Make sure you get your skills training in very regularly. So whenever I say skills training, I don't mean just going out and just casually playing basketball or just shooting around, not really having a structure, not really doing much, kind of doing set shots, not really in game or anything. Those aren't counted as skills sessions to me, although I think those are good too. It's kind of more of like a hobby thing, going out there and doing that. But in my opinion, in order to really improve, you need to have some sort of structure in your skills training. So make sure it is quality sessions, and these sessions can range anywhere from, I would say, 30 minutes to an hour. Some people can take longer than that. It kind of just depends on your body. You don't want to train so hard in this aspect that you're just breaking your body down mentally and physically. So you kind of just have to read your body in that case. I used to say train as often as you can, work on your game as often as you can, but that doesn't always work with everyone. It varies from individual to individual. So just make sure you're not overtraining. Yes, you can overtrain with your skills training, so just be careful with that. But the range I would give for this, 3 to 6 times per week. And like I said, the length of the sessions, 30 minutes to an hour, would be pretty good for a normal person. I'm not going to dive too deep into what exactly to do in your skills training, but dribbling, shooting, those are the 2 main things. If you're a big guy, make sure to have some post moves, your footwork in the post, and if you're a guard, maybe have more focus on ball handling and maybe some attack drills to the basket. But yeah, 3 to 6 days a week is a good range for skills training. Number 2, SAQ. Speed, agility, quickness. This one isn't super important, but it is, I think, overlooked. These things can make a huge difference in your footwork, obviously your speed. Those are 2 huge things. No matter what position you are, we got to have good footwork, but the demand for training isn't as high. So I'm going to go with 1 to 2 days a week of this type of training. And as far as in sessions go, I don't think you need to have a speed, agility, quickness day. Like, you can do these on like your lower body days or something like that. Mix it in a way. You don't have to just have your session revolve around SAQ. Number 3, plyometrics. So plyometrics are very, very essential to increase your vertical and increase your explosiveness. Although we do want to go hard in the off season, like I mentioned earlier, we don't want to overdo it with plyos, because if you go any more than twice a week, we're starting to get up into that dangerous zone, and we don't want to do that. So 1 to 2 times a week is probably a pretty good range. And kind of like the SAQ, you want to have this probably on like a lower body day. And I always like to do the plyos or the SAQ, the speed, agility, quickness, before we get into the actual lifts. And that's going to lead us into number 4, and that's going to be strength. So strength, there's going to be a little bit more of demand. First of all, because it's very, very important as far as training your body goes. That's like the first thing you need to be focusing on. And we have a lot of muscle groups that we need to work in through the week. So each muscle group needs at least once a week, but twice a week would probably be ideal. So I'm gonna say 3 to 6 sessions a week. And I do a push-pull legs. If you do an upper and lower body split, you can probably get away with two sessions a week, but it's gonna be much more ideal to get in that 3rd or that 4th one in. Remember, this is off season, so we need to go hard. Now, we don't want to go absolutely crazy and just never have rest. Rest days are so important, not only for your health, but also for growth. If you don't have rest, you're not gonna grow. We need to have rest. So we need to structure the strength days and all the other days around in a good way to where we're getting maximum benefits, but the right amount of rest in order to maximize those benefits. Okay, and the last one, I kind of left this off, but I'm gonna add it in here as a bonus because I don't think that we need to be working on conditioning in the off season. That's more of like a prep for the season. So you can work on your conditioning more towards the end of your off season, maybe leading up to like 2 months before your actual season starts. But let's just say you're approaching that kind of pre-season, then you're really gonna have to start to focus on your conditioning. And I would say 2 to 3 times a week is gonna be pretty good for conditioning. And these are all gonna be pretty different depending on your level of training and what your body is able to take. Some people can recover faster than others. Some people it takes a little bit longer. That's one of those things where you kind of just have to take it one day at a time and really listen to your body. If your body just feels fatigued and it feels like it's just broke down, and you come up to your session day, like say your legs are just spent and it's been 2 days. Sometimes this happens to me. It's been 2 days and then I'm on my lower body day. I'm ready to do some heavy squats again. Well, if my legs just feel really spent, they're just really fatigued, they're really tight, I'm probably gonna go ahead and rest that day, maybe attack something else on that day, and then get it the following day or something like that. So that's just a good example of just listening to your body and then adapting to what your body feels. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my latest content. And I'll see you guys next time.